Another week, another episode of Doctor Who. This week's offering, Dot and Bubble, seems to be a horror tale wrapped in some social media commentary. Everyone's living in their own bubble, and nobody more than the citizens of Fine Time. The world seems happy and harmonious, but there's something monstrous preying on the citizens. It's a race against time for the Doctor and Ruby. Can they beat the algorithm and make the people see the truth before it's too late? Just like last week's episode, 73 Yards, this week's offering was written by showrunner Russell T Davies and directed by Dylan Holmes Williams. But what do we know about what surprises might be in store? Today, we're taking a deep dive into the episode's promotional pictures, trailers, mixed in with some theory crafting. Let's take a look at Dot and Bubble. Warning! In this video, we'll be showing actual stills and clips from the episode, as well as sharing some of our own speculation that might end up being real. If you want to go in totally blind, you should probably turn away now. You've been warned. Greetings everyone, I'm Jack and welcome to Tardis Central. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Doctor Who news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Tardis Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Doctor Who universe. As always, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, because if you're talking about Doctor Who, then we want to hear about it. This week's preview pictures have very little in the way of variety. There's a lot of emphasis on our guest character, Lindy Pepper Bean, who's played by Callie Cook. Knowing where this episode was in the filming schedule, the idea that this is another Doctor-like episode wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. We can see Lindy roaming around the streets of Fine Time and walking down all sorts of corridors. What's a Doctor Who episode without some corridors to move down? There's a literal bubble around her head made up of dozens of tiny screens and videos. It's kind of like Twitter, but physical and somehow worse, purely by the virtue of it being right up in your face. There's a couple of close-ups given to us of how this bubble works. Every screen, beyond the person's name, is paired with their age and subscriber count. It's no secret what sort of social influencers Davies is targeting when he does this sort of thing. We even get to see the Doctor and Ruby in the bubble, wearing the outfits that were first shown to us in the original outfit reveal video from filming. Nice to finally see where it comes from. They look to be warning Lindy, as more people in her bubble are going offline. This is probably because of the slug monsters, that we've only gotten the smallest glimpse of, eating people. Looks like the episode might be venturing into a bit of horror here. The next time trailer is much the same as the pictures and doesn't give too much away. There are bodies being dragged through the streets with trails of green blood. The Doctor shows up in the bubble as an unsolicited request, warning people of the slug monsters in the real world. This episode really is just a massive physical version of social media, right down to the followers and the creepy direct messages. What Davies, who's not too online himself, has to say about this intrigues me a lot. It looks like Lindy's definitely going to be the main focus of the episode, with the Doctor and Ruby only ever seen on the little video screens in the bubble. From what we see, it looks like they're going to be protecting or guiding Lindy around Fine Time. While she has a sizable cast of friends, it looks like most of them are going offline eventually. With a few closer looks at the slug, we see arrows guiding someone inside of its mouth. Clearly the Fine Time AI is complicit in whatever's going on here. It's a sort of Doctor Who teaser that leaves me pretty keen to watch the episode. Glimpse of a monster, some obvious social commentary. I do hope that this episode is going to be a bit more than a giant slug, social media, and some colourful costumes though. Also, the Doctor and Ruby are probably more present in the episode than the promotional material suggests, but I'm still pretty confident in calling this a Doctor-like episode based off what we've seen from the production block so far. The most mysterious part of the episode for sure is the slug monsters. Questions abound, such as what they are, where they came from, what it is they want. Realistically, we're not going to get too many answers there. However, it seems that the Fine Time AI is denying the existence of these monsters, helping to obscure them. Anyone who's seen the classic series The Macra Terror from 1967 can probably see where bits of this are going. It's just another day in paradise, just remember there's no such thing as slug monsters. There's also a notable lack of diversity in the guest cast. A lot of white actors, most of them fairly young too. Perhaps there's going to be some sort of comment on social media bubbles, creating echo chambers and spaces where everyone's the same. Although I could be reading way too far into this, the cast doesn't include too many interesting names unfortunately. The sole exception of this seems to be Susan Twist, who's playing Penny Pepperbean. Based on the surname, I assume this would be Lindy's mother. The guest characters' names are all on the same level as silly. Having been online myself a few times, I do wonder if these are social media handles or some kind of pseudonym. I can't believe that names like Blake Very Blue or Ricky September are real. It's presumably an alien environment, but even by this show standards, bits of this do look a little silly. The episode seems to be going for absurd and serious social commentary at the same time, a difficult balancing act to pull off. We'll just have to see if Davies can do it. Well, that was everything we know about Russell T Davies' next episode, Dot and Bubble. It's not the most excited I've been for an episode of Doctor Who this season, but the deeper I look into it, the more interesting it becomes. Evil AI and negative accounts on social media's impact on young people have been done to death. I hope that the slug monsters and that signature Doctor Who style is able to elevate this story above all of the others. So what do you think of this upcoming episode? Do you think it can carry on the momentum that 73 Yards peaked up with last week? If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Doctor Who news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never never miss a video here at Tardis Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Doctor Who universe. That's it from Tardis Central. I've been Jack, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.